HBCU OverDrive. HBCU OverDrive is proudly sponsored by WeWorkForEverything.org. At WeWorkForEverything.org, this is for those who are trying to build for a dream with their latest hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and accessories and more. You can have it all here at a reasonable price. Black owned and operated out of the great state of New York. Like I said, get suited and booted. Check it out at WeWorkForEverything.org. Peace. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? This is your boy, Doc Holiday. We back. We are back. We are back. We are here with a midday show. With a midday show, top 10 show. Make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you share, comment. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. All right, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU OverDrive. Just letting y'all know the reason why I'm doing the midday show. Why? Because right now I am currently unemployed. So if you want to, if you can, if you need to, if you have to, go ahead and hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. What's going on, Trav? What's happening? What's up? Mr. Campbell is up in here. I see, as always. As always, I see Mr. Campbell up in here showing the support for the channel. So let me go ahead and break it down to you like we always do. What's going on, man? What's happening? So anyway, like I said, look, this right now, this week, and maybe next week, we're ramping up this channel to full throttle. Of course, as always, make sure that you become a subscriber to the YouTube channel. Also, you can hit me up on Instagram. You can hit me up on Twitter at the same name, HBCU_OverDrive. I'm mostly more on Twitter. I'm starting to get in the hang of things with Instagram. You can also follow me on a Facebook at my actual government name, if you know what my government name is. And if anybody wants to share, hit me up on Facebook. Just you can ask people as far as that know me personally that could give it to you. So I'll let everybody know. What's going on, Jawan? What's happening, man? I got your message last night, so you already know I'm going to put in the my offensive and defensive players of the week. We got Uncle Sid up in here. We is in the house tonight. So this is the first half of what's going on for Wednesday. Second part of today will be at, I'm thinking of probably about either 5:30 or 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. That way I would let everybody know 6 o'clock would be the actual HBCU Tonight show. And make sure if you want to, come on, join us. Become part of the family. Like as always, make sure you want to become an exclusive member. You want to become an OverDrive family member. All you have to do is just jump out the chat, hit that join button, and just choose the 2 tiers. We got the purple and we got the blue. Either way it goes, all proceeds go towards the channel or go towards an initiative that we're going to have going so far for the rest of this year. So that is if you want to become an exclusive member, you want to become an OverDrive family member. I will, if you're an Overdrive family member, I will more likely add you to a chat, um, a personal chat through on my cell phone. That way we can kind of discuss a lot of things. What's going on, what we can do as far as ideas and stuff like that. But I also have my moderator chat, and they give me ideas also. Also, man, like I said, look, like I said on Monday, yes, I am unemployed right now. I was let go by my job, but if you want to, this channel still got to be paid for. We still got to pay bills for the channel. So go ahead, hit the cash app. Hit the cash app. Everything, all proceeds, all donations go towards the channel, go towards an initiative, go towards anything that we need as far as equipment, any place that we need to go to cover such sporting events or any kind of other, any event that's within the realms of HBCU culture. Um, Hit the cash app, man. Bless your boy. Bless your boy. And then we got the birthdays for the month of September. If you have a birthday this month of September, let me know. Put it in the chat. That way I can give you a birthday shout out. Also, when you do send a donation in through Cash App, I will send you a shout out on the channel to let everybody know that you did, in fact, donated to the cause, donated to the platform. So we got 24 people in here right now. I know it's a midday show, so y'all gotta understand. You gotta bear with your boy. Bear with me. But before we get up into that, uh, my offensive and defensive player of the week. So my offensive and defensive player of the week in the SWAC and in the MEAC, basically all around HBCU football. First off, my defensive player of the week is Isaac Peppers from Jackson State University. Just let everybody know this man was all over the field. But I mean all over the field, he was all over the field. He had 10 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack. I think he had I think in my sense he might have had a forced fumble too. I had to read the actual stats on there. Hopefully they got those stats correct at this point. so those stats, hope those stats are correct from this past weekend. And if not, they got some explaining to do. They got some explaining to do. On the offensive side of the ball, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna stay in the SWAC on the offensive side of the ball. I'm gonna go with Jeremy Musa. Jeremy Musa was 24 of 43, 374 yards, even though he had 3 interceptions. He did have 1 touchdown. This is going up against South Florida. They did fight to a 38-24 loss to South Florida. This game was close, but I would give Musa that stat, but he might be my honorable mention. Let's take a look. I'm gonna take a look at this. Take a look at this. Let me see. Who else? Let's see. Somebody just dinged me. All right, man. My partner Jamie from No Slack in the SWAC. Man, thank you for your donation, my brother. Thank you for your donation. That should be that should be a ooh, Miss Lisa. I appreciate. Hey, that's a bar right there. And appreciate you for your donation too. I forgot to shout you out last time, Miss Lisa. Yeah. Lunch with Doc. That sounds like a actual. That sounds like an actual good title right there. Another title. I'm actually. I'm actually gonna go with. Let me see. Offensive side of the ball. I take that back. I won't even do Musa. Musa would be my my honorable mention. But I would actually go with Quentin Williams from Howard. I would actually go with Quentin Williams from Howard. Quentin Williams was 17 to 26, 205, three touchdowns, no interceptions in this game. Also, another co-MVP for the week for Offensive Player of the Week, I would do Casey Hawthorne. He had five carries for 110 yards and two touchdowns. Both of these are against Morehouse College. Longest run was 53 yards. So those are my co-offensive players of the week, and my defensive player of the week is Isaac Peppers from Jackson State. So, man, let's give a congratulations to those players, those student athletes right there. What's going on, Mr. Mosby? What's up? What's good, man? What is good? Uh, Let everybody know I went back the old school way. I am rocking the hoodie, the HBCU OverDrive hoodie. We're gonna try to get some stuff out since my mind I gotta keep my mind going while I'm in between employment. But it's all good, man. It's all good. So, man, look, we already know why y'all here. This is my top 10 that's getting ready to come up right now. This is my top 10 for this week. Uh, Even though we one team played 3 games already, everybody else played 2. This is officially week 3 of HBCU football season. Okay, so my top 10 that I have right now, and We're gonna start from the bottom, y'all. We're gonna start from the bottom. I'm feeling like I'm feeling like Drake. So we're gonna start from the bottom right here. We're gonna go with at number 10. I got Bethune-Cookman at number 10. They came around with the victory against Savannah State, which is pretty much a rivalry game for them. Also, this game was 31-3 in favor of Bethune-Cookman. In favor of Bethune-Cookman. So I say this. Actually, it's 31-6. Sorry about that. Read the stats, read the score wrong. Um, Bethune-Cookman held Savannah State to 15 first downs. Also held them to 80 yards rushing on 27 attempts, which is a 3-yard average. Also basically held Savannah State under 200 yards passing. Um, and on the offensive side of the ball for Bethune, they averaged 25 first downs. They had 125 yards rushing as a team on 29 attempts, which is a 4.3 rushing yard average. Passing was 262 passing yards on 25 completions. They did throw an interception, but total offense, they had 387 total yards of offense. They were pretty much in this game, mistake free. They only had 3 penalties for 20 yards. They only punted in this game twice. And they were 50% on their third down conversions. Now, of course, they are coming up against Miami this weekend. And like I said before, just go down there, get your money, come back, stay healthy, and get ready for your next game, which will be Jackson State on September the 23rd. So other than that, I would say that's one thing I would say right there. Just be aware. But I did have Bethune-Cookman coming in at number 10 with their victory over Savannah State. Number 9 is Hampton University. Hampton Pirates took on their arch rival Norfolk State in the Battle of the Bay. And this game was a heated game. This game was a heated game, even though they took an L in this game to Norfolk 31 to 23. I still have Hampton at number 9 because of the fact that coming out there week 1 convincing win over Grambling. Now, as far as team stats go, they did average 19. They did average 7 more first downs than Norfolk State. They had 80 more rushing yards than Norfolk, and they had another 12 yards passing more than the Spartans of Norfolk State. The issue with Hampton was interceptions, turnovers. Turnovers played a real big part. It played a real big part in this game right here. Even though as the offense, they did total 435 yards of total offense. This game was competitive all the way up until the very end. Hampton is going to Washington, D.C. to Audi Field to play against Howard University this weekend in the Battle of the Real HU. At number 8, we got Tennessee State University in the house. Tennessee State coming off a good, but I guess I wouldn't say solid, solid Southern Heritage Classic game against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Score was 24 to 14. Now, as far as team stats go with Tennessee State, they had 18 first downs, 184 yards rushing as a team on 38 attempts, almost a 5-yard clip, 195 passing yards as a team. No interceptions in this game. They totaled 379 yards of total offense. The only issue is they fumbled 5 times and they lost one of those fumbles. They had to take care of the football. They gotta be able to take care of the football in situations like that against a team like Pine Bluff, who was pretty much a scrappy team. I'm not gonna lie to you. I will give it up for Coach Hampton down there in Pine Bluff. He is putting up a scrappy team. And I'm gonna just say that running game for Tennessee State. This is the type of game that Eddie George wants to play. He wants to play smash mouth, ground and pound in this game. But I'm gonna tell you this: they did have a quarterback change in this game. Coach George did go with Devion Bryant in this game. He went away from Draylon Ellis, even though Draylon was 2 or 3 for 21 yards. I don't know if he went out with an injury or not, or might be inconsistent play. But Devion Bryant comes in. He goes 14 of 19, 174 yards, no TDs passing, but he also had 80 yards on the ground, which he totaled out 254 yards, all-purpose yards for Tennessee State. Another indication that the Tigers from Nashville are trending upwards is Jalen Rouse is getting the rock a little bit more. He had 17 attempts for 91 yards. He didn't have any touchdowns, but he did average over 5 yards a carry in this game. And also in this game, the defense did play a huge role, limiting, like I said, the offensive output for Pine Bluff was 376. It was kind of even, but the defense played a significant role in this game, and Tennessee State comes out with the dub. Next on my list is Alabama A&M. The Bulldogs took care of business on Saturday against Lane College, 51-13. That's what you're supposed to do when you play a D2 school. You're supposed to dominate. That's what you need to do. You need to dominate in that kind of fashion right there. Now, I will say this. I do not like the fact that they gave up 160 yards as a team rushing to Lane College and giving Colin Doohy, I don't want to butcher his name, 122 yards on the ground. But in a sense, I'm going to say it just like this. Eaglet did not play in this game. Ryan Morrow was the savior in this game. 18 attempts for 191 yards rushing on the ground, 3 touchdowns. Longest run was 50 yards. Xavier Langford didn't have to do too much in this game. He was 15-19, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And there was a Quincy Casey sighting dish in this game. But as far as these team stats go, you cannot give up 160 yards. You can't give up 200 passing yards in this game and expect to be contenders in the SWAC. But the best thing about this is it was almost clean. It was almost clean football, even though they had six penalties for 35 yards. Clean that up. I think Coach Maynard, you need to clean that up instead of barking like a dog to Fox 54. Maybe you need to clean up to make sure your defense can clean up its act. Oh Lord. Next on the list, we got Norfolk State, and as I reiterated, go back to what I said about the Battle of the Bay. Norfolk State takes care of Hampton, 31-23. To get Dalton Odom's his first win in a while. It's been a minute since Dawson Odoms was in the win was on the win column. I don't know if they still found their QB, but Otto Coons was 15-20, 199 yards. I'd say 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. As a team that ran for 141 yards with 1 touchdown. In this game, like I said, they had 340 yards of total offense. They need to clean up on their penalties. 7 penalties for 65 yards. Their punter was busy in this game, as always. But they do have two, and they did record 2 interceptions also in this game right here. And Norfolk, I think, let me see, what's their next game? Norfolk's next game is Norfolk next game is this weekend in Philadelphia at Temple University. Yeah, hey, what's up, Reese? Man, nah, but I gave them, I put them up there at 6 because of the simple fact that they did beat Hampton. That Hampton came off a victory against Grambling, so I kind of put them up there. But we shall see. Um, Basically, when this weekend, they might drop out of my top 10. Um, they might stay. They might be my honorable mention. It just all depends on how they do this weekend. Well, not even this weekend, but next weekend. I'm gonna just put it just like that. Yeah. So next weekend they got Towson. So I think they might be able to squeak a game out on that one. But against Temple, I don't think so. Yeah, Coons ain't the answer, but man, right now that's all you got right now. That's all Odom's got right now until he get another recruiting class up in there. But his for right now, his seat is kind of lukewarm now. It ain't hot like it's been for the last couple of months, but right now it's lukewarm. I'm not gonna say fire him now, but you got to see what he does for this season. Number 5 on my list is Howard. The Howard Bison, of course, took care of the Morehouse men on Saturday, 65 to 15, 65 to 19. Again, like I said, Quentin Williams did have he did have a great game. He had a decent game in this contest. He had a decent game in this contest. Like I said, he was 17 to 26, 205, 3 touchdowns, and the best thing about it, he had no interceptions. Also, he had 52 yards rushing on the ground, so he was basically who he is. He's an athlete. He's an athlete playing quarterback. I did in this game. I did see some throws where he did hit his check downs instead of try to bomb it deep all the time. He did hit check down with his running backs, tight ends, short passes with the receivers. Let them go out there and make the plays. Again, in this game, also, Casey Hawthorne had 110 yards on 5 attempts, 2 touchdowns. Jared Hunter had 64 yards on 8 attempts. Quentin Williams, I said 52 yards on 4. Ian Wheeler, 48 on 3. Like, basically, man, everybody at least had at least 10 yards rushing in this game. Braylon Smith was the leading receiver with 80 yards on 7 receptions with 2 touchdowns, y'all. So, like I said, he's been hitting his targets throughout this whole season. Now, I'm gonna say this about what they gave up. They did give up 167 yards rushing in this game, but they also produced 371 yards rushing in this game. In fact, in this game altogether, running and passing, Howard had over 613 yards of total offense in this game. 28 first downs, no interceptions, no fumbles. Clean up the penalty yards though, 5 for 60. They only punted 1 time in this game. And they converted on their third downs. They were 8 of 12 on their third downs. So pretty much Howard has a team where they could, if Howard could churn out offense like this against everybody else, especially in the MEAC, it's going to be a hard time for that school in Durham to actually repeat as conference champs. So I give that distinction to Howard. They are now number 5 team. And get back to it. Number 4 is my beloved Jackson State Tigers. Of course, we took care of business. We took care of business on Saturday against our arch rival, Southern University, 27-14. 27-14 was the final score. This was down in Baton Rouge. Now, I don't know about these stats, but they do have Herb Mulligan with 91 yards of rushing yards on 23 attempts. You might want to add another 14 more because in reality he had 105 yards running the ball. He did have scored a touchdown. Andre Hunt with the long attempt, 75 yards to the pay dirt on a wide receiver reverse. Desmond Moultrie, you might want to put another 9 yards on here. He had 42 yards, and Jason Brown, you might want to add another 20 yards on here. So he had over 40 yards running in this game. Also, they say he was 16-26 for 184 yards and 1 touchdown, and as always, no interceptions. So basically, Jason Brown has been efficient with the football this season. Rico Powers had 3 receptions for 76 yards, 1 touchdown. Duke Miller, 4 receptions, 36 yards. Herb Mulligan, 23 yards on 2 receptions. Kobe Paul with a 15-yard reception. Jency with a 12-yard reception. So basically, Jason Brown was spreading the ball around in this game. Matt Knoll came out, punted 4 times with an average of 53.25 yards. His longest punt was 65 yards, y'all. As far as team stats go, we did have over 400 yards in this game. We need to clean up on the penalties. 6 penalties for 69 yards. We need to clean up on that. And also, we need to make sure that we take care of the football as far as we fumble 1 time. Now, on the end for Southern, they said, I'm going to say it just like this. I don't know if these are the true stats, but for Southern, they said Harold Blood was 25-44, 320 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. We did stymie their rushing offense, held them to 54 yards on 28 carries. That is equivalent to less than 2 yards a carry. What's going on, man? What up, Zoe? If you want to come on here, man, you come on here. We can talk some football. This is just my top 10 right here that I'm presenting. If you want to come on here, that's cool. If not, it's all good too, man. I figured it's all wrong. I figured it's all wrong because I know Irv had over 100 yards rushing in this game. I got you. I just sent it. But for both teams, we go play Texas State this weekend in San Marcos. Southern has Alabama A&M, if I'm not mistaken, on their schedule for this weekend. So that will be a tough matchup. What's happening, man?
What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hot box right there, bro.
Man, always 24/8.
Man, so yeah, I'm giving my little old I'm giving out my little top 10 right now, and I did some extensive research on it, so I had to be unbiased about this, but but man, I did put Jackson State at number 4. I got number 5 is Howard, number 6 is Norfolk State, number 7 is let's see, because I forgot. Shoot. I think I got Alabama A&M, 8 Tennessee State, 9 Hampton, and 10 Bethune-Cookman.
Man, I tell you what, it sounds about on par. I'll definitely say this, man. I think the biggest surprise so far in the HBCU landscape has been Morgan State.
Yep, and that's who I'm about to go to right now. Morgan State coming up at number 3. The only reason why I couldn't put Jackson State at number 3 and Morgan, I dropped Morgan at 4. I couldn't do that because Morgan, what they did on Saturday, to with 59 minutes and 20 seconds, the last 40 seconds of the game told the whole story. He fumbled the ball, punched the ball out of the hands, scooped and scored for the touchdown. And in which Morgan didn't have the lead until I think they had the lead until the third quarter. They had the lead in the third quarter. Akron comes in. I think they kicked a field goal. No, Akron didn't kick a field goal, so it was actually 17. It was 21-17. All the way up to the fourth quarter, all the way up until 40 seconds left in that game. And like I said, fumble the ball and scoop and score. I don't even think they went for I think they tried to go for 2 to try to make sure that they didn't get down the field to kick the field goal to tie the game. But that defense for Morgan State is A1.
Well, the thing that really tells everything, because I mean, either way it go, even though it could be an FBS opponent, there's still no more victories. But what they showed in that game was they showed you that win against the week prior was legit against Richmond. They showed you that win against Richmond was legit. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a fluke. And you still got to remember, this is Damon Wilson's second season at their program. So, and they did their wholesale changes last season. So you're starting to see a matriculation of the evolution, or I should say a continuation from last season into this year. So, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing that growth, and they just proved they're going to be formidable in the MEAC. I don't know where they were projected to finish, but wherever it was, they definitely changed whatever anybody thought of them. But man, the rankings are fine. I don't even have an issue with where we are. You know what I'm saying? Because again, no matter how you feel about Southern, they still were picked to be the team to represent the West, and so we split with the division winners. You know, you're talking about losing the fam and then beating Southern, but and then also think, if we had a defeated fam, what would we be right now? We're sitting at 2-1 and not 3-0. But we still have a lot of good things ahead of us. I think we can actually leapfrog some folks if we happen to pull this game out here Saturday, because again, that changes the complexity of our schedule. Because when let the masses tell it, Jackson State's going to start out 0-3. Well, we see that's wrong, or we're going to start out 0-4. And if you told any Jacksonian after the first 4 games that we could be sitting at 3-1, or even 2-2, exactly. I hate to tell you this, but even more specifically, had you flipped the game, because if we beat FAMU and lose to Southern, and even if you're 2-2, I mean, you still in the driver's seat, and you're talking about you're still talking about a 9-2 season, and you're walking through the conference. So everything that we want is still ahead of us. I don't buy into the whole thing about what we need FAMU to do. At the end of the day, you control what you can control. And I think if you ask any Jacksonian, had we gone, as you said, at the beginning of this year, Jack State could possibly go 9-2 in TC's first year. Would they take it? Of course they would.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a single program that would take a 9-2 season on an 11 game schedule, conference slate. So, um, but I did want to, I wanted to come on because I wanted to tell you about this, man. I know this probably won't get that much traction with a lot of teams, but a lot of fans, right, I should say. But man, I don't think people are really talking about that Southern Alabama A&M game enough. That's going to be a huge
Right.
game.
That's a huge
That's a
game.
that's a major game, man. I mean, A&M could actually they'll actually sit at 2-1 after this game, and then you're talking about 1-0 in conference. But then also look what it does for Southern if Southern were to lose that game. You're talking about a conference. You're talking about the team who was picked to win. They'll be sitting at 0-3, 0-1 in the division, and you're talking about a Prairie View and a Grambling who's gaining major traction. Which remember the conversation we had. I told you, I said, what?
Yeah.
The winner of the State Fair Classic is gonna win that West.
Yeah.
And this is a huge game. Huge game. Also non-conference game. That's a major game, believe it or not. Alcorn and McNeese. It's a major game because if Alcorn loses that game, they're 0-3. They're 0-3. And it's hard to try to sustain some success starting out that season, 0-3. Yeah, you still have all your goals in front of you from a conference standpoint, but man, it's hard to really get that mojo going after that. And I think I don't know if Alcorn plays FAMU this year. I don't think that they do, but I don't think they do. But yeah, man, I tell you what. Everybody said that the West was going to be a dogfight. Looking more like the East is really where it's going to be at.
It's a dogfight.
I think Alabama A&M is going to be very, very formidable. And I think I'm not going to hold what Alabama State did this past Saturday against them. I think the next game that they have, who do they play Saturday?
They play this past Saturday?
No, this upcoming Saturday.
This upcoming Saturday? Shoot, they got they have a bye week.
Okay. Yeah, because their next game is going to be a pretty significant. That's going to be to me. The next game is going to be the telltale of that season.
Yeah, the next game is against FAM.
That's going to be a big game. That's going to be a big game. I think that's going to tell a lot about the because watch this. What if no one's going to pick them? Obviously, because they just lost to Miles, right?
Mm-hmm.
But going into a bye week against FAM, what if Alabama State wins that game?
Ooh, it changed the whole trajectory of the East, though. Because now instead of it being a 2-man race in the East, you could say it could be a 3 or a 4-man race because you still got to look at it. Alabama A&M can actually come in and do some damage, like you said, against Southern, right? If that's a conference game for them, then they sitting at 1-0 in conference. All right. Alabama State. If that's a conference game for them, it's a conference game because it's a division game. They're sitting at 1-0. Now, if we go in and we beat Bethune next week, we all sitting at 1-0 we sitting at 1-1 because we are 0-1, and then FAMU can sit at 1-1. But you also got to realize FAMU has a tiebreaker against us because they beat us in the OBC. Now we just
watch this. Here's something that people need to think about. Because I know people automatically think that because we lost to FAMU that we must have them lose twice. No, we don't. They don't have to lose twice for us to get to the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes down to who they lose to and who we beat. So, for example, let's say if Alabama State beats FAMU, and then we turn around and beat Alabama State. Mm-hmm. Because it's a division game, you go by point differential.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. So it's not a thing of like, oh, they got one loss, because at that point, watch this. If the only game that FAMU loses in conference is them, the only game that we lose to is to them. I'm sorry, they lose to Alabama State, and let's just say Alabama State only loses to it's a 3-way tie at that point. You see what I'm saying? At that point, it's point differential.
in the
So it's
conference,
not
conference point
in
of view
the
from
well in division. Yeah.
right.
So, but be his mate. I'm not sitting there saying because remember I actually called before the season. I was like, I think Alabama State got a good chance to beat FAMU. But the thing is, I wasn't on the train about the West being so much stronger than the East. I mean, you can say that if you're going to bank on last season, but I think we gravitate and hold on too much of what happened the previous year as a
Right.
barometer to say this is what's going to happen the next year because we see that's not going to be the case with the West. Alabama A&M is the sticking point for the East Division
Yep.
because I'm telling you, Alabama A&M is they have a good team. It's just going to come down to quarterback play for them.
And
But
I don't even
but
think they need to use too much as a quarterback. They got a good run. They got a good run game.
well, when I say quarterback play, no, I'm not talking about they got to have a quarterback that's going to throw for 3,000 yards. I'm just saying good quarterback play. In the point where somebody that can manage the game, and also, hey, there's some key third downs. We need some completions on that can actually get the job done and be a leader for your team. I think
Right.
when we talk about quarterback play, people automatically think that we're talking about somebody that's going to throw out 3,000, 3,500 yards. No,
Mm-hmm.
that's not what required for your team to win because they have a good running back room. They have a formidable defense. You know what I'm saying? It just come down to what they're going to utilize, you know what I'm saying, with their tight end, with their running game. And again, how well can their quarterback manage them, you know what I'm saying, on these games.
Right.
But they're going to be a formidable team. But I can't wait to the end of the year when I prove that the State Fair Classic is gonna determine who comes out the West.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that, like I said, I'm gonna make sure I be there. So man, we're gonna continue at number two is man, look, FAMU coming in at number two. I mean, hey, they took a beating. They was close in this game. They was close in their game against South Florida. Um, but three interceptions by Musa, man, and not putting your team in a position to actually take the game over. That you can't do that, especially when you go into when you really go into your conference play. Uh, but I will say this though, I watched West Florida. That's y'all next opponent. I watched West Florida. Them dudes ain't no joke. Them boys ain't no joke, man. Uh, me and Blue was talking about this yesterday. They got a quarterback, 6'3", 6'4", 240 pounds. Man, he can sling that rock, man. Like for real. Don't I'm gonna tell FAMU, y'all can sleep on West Florida, but I'm not sleeping on them boys. I'm not sleeping on them. Not at all. They got Power Five transfers up in there. They got JUCO transfers. They got freshmen that's been developed. And the best thing about it, we was all talking, in the offseason, we was all talking about Marcus Stokes be the quarterback for this season. He ain't even the starter. He's not even the starting quarterback. So, I mean, yeah, 374 yards, a touchdown, but three interceptions. That is scary, though. I'm gonna give you that. He can throw the ball, but you gotta be careful with those pass. Like you gotta know when to throw it. You gotta know when to throw it, when not to throw it into double and triple coverage, and who you got on the outside. Like you got to be able to make sure that you take care of the football. Um, I look. I'm not saying Mr. Campbell. Look, I ain't saying they'll beat the crap out of that state, but I'm just saying these dudes ain't playing. They are a they are a West Florida is an FCS has FCS FBS talent disguised as a Division II team. I I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. I know y'all got a 15 game home win streak. I know ain't nobody came in the brag and beat y'all in 4 years, but the last time y'all lost to a D2 team was Albany State in 2016. I would not take these dudes lightly. I would not take these dudes lightly. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm just letting you know. Because then your real test will be Alabama State. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I'm gonna see. We'll see how this season plays out for FAMU. Y'all say, Leonard, y'all say y'all have better talent than West Florida. I looked at their roster. They got a little bit more than what y'all got right now. They got a little bit more than what y'all got right now. I'm gonna just be honest with you. West Florida has a little bit more than what y'all got right now. And Nigel, I understand. I know Coach Simmons ain't taking them lightly. I don't think he takes nobody lightly. But you got to make sure that his team has that mindset that don't take it lightly. Like you got to go out there and play the game and produce. But hey, it is what it is, y'all. And then at my number one, y'all already know my number one team. Number one team on the list is North Carolina Central. They took care of their in-state rival. I guess what my homeboy Josh called them, the school down the highway. North Carolina A&T took care of them 30-16 in that game. This is the Aggie Eagle Classic. 101, the 101st rendition of this classic right here. Let me see. There we go. So in this game, man, look, Davis Richard didn't have to do a lot. He was 15 to 23, 127 yards. He didn't score. He didn't throw a touchdown, and he had no picks. But he also had 95 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns running the ball. Total, they had 4 rushing touchdowns. This team is basically on the move in the hunt for another MEAC title. There's not a lot you can really say that you can say about this team, and if they're going to be if they're going to be able to repeat now with A&T, I think they got a 2-headed running back system, man. Kenji Christian and Wesley Graves, both of them had over 65 yards of rushing. But I'm gonna say it like this: Eli Brick Handler, you live up to your name. Your hands are like bricks. So I would say Zach Yeager is the quarterback for A&T. I think that's who y'all need to go to right now. The defense for Central did hold A&T to 200 yards of total offense in this game. A&T need to clean up the penalties. 8 penalties for 85 yards. Both teams were putting the ball back and forth. But on third down conversions, Central had was 7 of 14, 50% on third down conversions. So it was pretty much almost a clean game if you really think about it. But I'm gonna just say it like this. It's 2 games for Central that's gonna tell them if they legit to repeat or not. One is against Howard, the other is against Morgan State. I say it just like that. I would say it just like that. Yep, Blue. I still gonna say JSU by 40, but nah, it'd be J to me. Sure, I looked at that squad and shit. We'll say JSU by 3. Hell, we'll say JSU by 3. I ain't gonna be. I know when it when to be logical and when to be. You know what I'm saying, to bring in the fluff. When you bring in the fluff. But yeah, man, look, hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's good that I have my own rankings, and like I said, my rankings I did was pretty much to the T. Like this weekend, like I said, because I'm unemployed right now. I watched football this whole weekend. I watched football all day on Saturday. I covered all the stats. I did what I was supposed to do. And I made my assessment and I put my analysis in, and basically I came out with my rankings. But hey, Mr. Campbell, you already know a win is a win. Doesn't matter how you win it. Win is a win. You can win by 1, you can win by 80 or 90. Yeah. Uh yeah, Bishop. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like a long story, but I was let go from Lids on Monday. But it is what it is. So pretty much I'm ramping up I'm ramping up more shows for the channel this week, hopefully next week too. Make sure if you want to, man, make sure you hit up the Cash App for channel donation. We still got to pay bills with this channel right here. So like I said, still got to hit up, still got to do Cash App. Still got to pay the bills. Yeah, my head is up, man. So I've been looking. So I'm not even tripping. I'm not tripping. I'm not wallowing or anything like that. I've always been the type of person to bounce back from any type of situation. That's the way my mom and my granny keep, they raised me like that. Even the missus, she ain't gonna let me wallow in self pity. It's hard to get out your own. It's hard to get out your own way. I'm gonna say it just like that. It is hard to get out your own way sometimes. But I had some prospects. I did. In fact, yesterday I did get offered a job with Walgreens to be to try to train up to be a manager. So I did. I do have good news right there. I have good news. So it's none of that you know. I would say this when Mr. Ford said, "There's just a minor setback for a major comeback." That's all that is. That's all that is. It's just a minor setback for a major comeback. You know what I'm saying? You got to bounce that. You fall down, shit. You got to get back up. You got to get back up. Can't just stay on your ass all day. Can't do it. Won't be able to do it. I'm not the person to do something like that. Maybe when I was like in my early 20s, it'd have been a whole different story. Like I told this to my team yesterday. If I was in my early 20s, uh this would not be, you know what I'm saying? I'd have been like, man, woe is me. I'd have been depressed. I'd have been like, what the hell am I gonna do? How I'm gonna get this? Where I'm gonna get this from? But now, shoot, it's like now when you got kids and you got other stuff to take care of, shoot, I ain't got time to just be sitting around. No. Only reason why I got time right now is because I took a break. I'm taking this little small week off. So how much did they spend on those Christmas lights? Man, I think they spent over $1 million on those lights. Now, I will say this though, them lights look good. It adds to the aesthetics. It adds to the aesthetics of the stadium, man. Thank you, Miss Renee Brown. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love y'all. Thank y'all, man. Thank you. Thank you for the donation, man. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, Emmett. Yeah, I'm in Texas, but it's jobs out here. But shoot, I'm gonna tell you just like this. My best friend told me this yesterday. It's jobs out here, but Texas is an at-will state. And shoot, they'll fire your ass at will. And Miss Riri, I thank you. I thank you for the donation, man. I thank you for the donation, man. You are so appreciated. It is my guy Leonard Chat coming up in here with the donation, man. Appreciate you, man. Even though you you're a rattler, I still got love for you, man. I still got love for you. I appreciate everybody for doing this for me. Appreciate everybody for doing that. So, um, and if the missus, she probably listening, but I know she at work right now. In the room, she's at work, so but she probably listens to the show and everything. So I'm just trying to keep it down. Oh no, shoot. Dooley probably take that SU off them helmet, boy. People be pissed if he did that. People would be pissed. But man, I appreciate everybody, man. We'll come back tonight for the evening show. Uh, we'll get into the game this weekend against Texas State. Um, go over some of the players, go over that massive offensive line that they have. So we'll come back for that. Not gonna be on there too long, you know what I'm saying? But I think if we come back tonight, I think Mr. Ford should be on there tonight. I think the rest of the crew should be ready, and they should be ready to discuss Texas State and all the other games that's coming up this weekend. I think Texas State will be one of my games of the week. And the other game of the week, I would have I'll probably do Alabama A&M versus Southern. And another though that's for the swag. In the MEAC, it will be Hampton versus Howard. Hampton versus Howard this weekend. That would be my game of the week in the MEAC. And make sure Dr. Strong, what's going on? What's going on, Doc? Man, look, uh taking in this little small break. Like I said, I tell everybody, yes, I am without a job right now. But it is what it is. So, but this is my other job too. So, you know what I'm saying? We're ramping this thing up. Leonard, I don't care if TJ Finley 6'7", the biggest person could get their ass knocked down easily. And I think Texas State, when they played Baylor, they just caught him slipping. They caught him slipping. They caught him slipping. Oh, Mr. Anderson. Okay. JSU class of 80. Man. Man, thank you. Thank you, sir. Shoot, class of 80. Hell, I was only 1 year. I was a year old in 1980. Yes, sir, Square. I was just a year old in 1980. Shoot. But oh yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out on Valley and Delta State. That could be a game of the week. That should be a good game right there. And FAMU West Florida. That should be a game right there. I think that FAMU West Florida game is on HBCU Go. The Texas State Jackson State game is on HBC. Is on ESPN Plus. Let's see. You got the Battle of the Real HU, the Howard Hampton game. I think that's on NBC Sports Network. Alabama A&M and Southern, if I'm not mistaken, is on. I think that might be on ESPN Plus also, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's on ESPN Plus. That is the nightcap game. And the Valley Delta State game, that might be on the Valley Sports Network. Check that out on YouTube also. Don't get me wrong. I know about hey, Jethro, I know about GJ Kenny. I've been watching him ever since he was in high school. So I already know how that man, his mind works. And it's a lot of games. There's a lot of great games gonna be on HB for our HBCUs, even on the D2 level. Make sure y'all check out those games on the D2 level. There is word that I know from right now. There is word that I think the CIAA did reach a deal with HBCU Gold to have all their games televised on there, and that is a good thing to have right there. That is a good thing to have right there. So, man, look, it's all good up in the neighborhood with us HBCU people, man. It's all good in our diaspora. It's this stuff that I live for. I love this, y'all. I love it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love doing this platform. Love doing all this right here. So I like giving this everything for the people. Like I said, appreciate everybody. You know, people that did donate today to the channel. Make sure if you are watching this show, if you got a friend that loves sports, that loves talking about issues within the Black community, that loves HBCUs, that wants to help out our cause with HBCUs, share this channel with them. Tell them to subscribe. We are at 1,925 people. Make sure we're trying to get to 2,000 and we're trying to get to 3,000. Make sure y'all share this with other folks and let everybody know that when they share it, to pay it forward. How about that? Tell them, y'all share it with people that you know, and tell them to share it with other folks to pay pay it forward, and let them know to subscribe, and let those people know to pay it forward. And that's how you continue. That's how you grow this thing. That's how we grow this thing. We grow it from people that's in here in this chat, people that's watching right now. Tell them to share it. Share it. You don't care. Shoot. Tell them, shoot. You got a baby daddy that loves sports? Share this thing with them. You got a baby mama that went to HBCU? Share it with her. You got people that actually want to help our institutions and our community out. Share it with them. And let them spread the word and let them spread the love. And that's how we get the people up in here. That's how y'all become family. And then also, don't, when you become, just subscribe. Make sure you become a member of the family as far as with the exclusive membership. Like I said, we got the 2 tiers. We got purple, we got blue. That's how you do it. It starts with us. It starts with us. I would like to have a big name, but you know what I'm saying? It still starts with us. Share this, folks. Share this with folks. You know what I'm saying? Share it. There you go, Mr. Jones, Mr. Emmett. You like HBCU history? This the channel you want to come to. When Mr. Ford on here, everybody listens to Mr. Ford. Everybody listens to him because he had a wealth of knowledge. People listen to me. I like sports. I like sports. I like to help people out. I like to help people out, but we don't grow this thing. You know what I'm saying? Just like everybody else got theirs growing and everything, we don't grow this thing if we don't share it with other folks, and they'll share it with other folks and tell them to subscribe to the whole thing. That's how we get people that come on here that love to do this right here. Like my boy Zoe, Zoe, man, that's my bro right there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know him from a can of paint last year when I first started doing this, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's big bro. I ain't know Ken Clark from a can of paint when we first started doing this until I interviewed him last year. And that's bro right there. Blue, that's bro. You know, Mr. Ford, that's he remind me of my grandfather. Uncle Sid, that's Mr. Sid, Uncle Sid, that's what I call it. That's my uncle right there. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Campbell, that's uncle right there too. Like, hey, man, got people on here that love this channel, that love listening to this and watching this and trying, help promoting this to be even bigger than what it is. But we gonna end it right here because I gotta go do gotta go get some little small groceries so we get this pot roast going on tonight for dinner. And then I could be back on here at 6 o'clock so we can entertain y'all for HBCU tonight. But as always, man, if depending on how my new work schedule is gonna be next week with Walgreens, let me see what I could do. I might still be able to do a midday show, and I love doing midday shows. It's actually good. It's actually nice. You know what I'm saying? Not that many people. It gets the day going by faster for everybody that's at work. I ain't got to be on here but not like an hour or so. Yeah, actually, I like it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? But man, make sure y'all tune in tonight at 6 o'clock. We have HBCU tonight. We have the games of the week. We talk, like I said, talk about Texas State, Jackson State, talk about A&M Southern. We talk about FAMU West Florida. We got Hampton Howard. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and make sure, like I said, also, man, make sure if you can donate to the channel. Donate to the channel. Also, make sure if you don't want to donate through there, just become an exclusive member. Become family. And then last but not least, follow me on Instagram, on Twitter. Become a subscriber on YouTube. That's how we get this thing going. That's how we get this thing up. So you're going to be seeing me doing a lot more. You're going to be seeing me do some shorts. You're going to see me do some reels. You're going to see me do a lot more things to get this thing going up. And as always, I am your host. I am your host with the most, your player partner, your bud, your bro, your nephew, Doc Holliday. I am the voice of HBCU culture. This has been HBCU OverDrive Midday Top 10 show. Like I said, make sure that you like this stream. Make sure you comment, share with everybody, tell them to share with people. And most of all, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get everything HBCU OverDrive. Also, just let everybody know. For the people in the Northeast, man, make sure that y'all safe. I did watch the weather report as far as Hurricane Lee coming up their way. Make sure y'all safe. Make sure y'all sound. We don't need nobody that I know that we know to be harmed or injured. All right. But as always, Y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay dangerous. And if it's still hot where you at, stay hydrated. Peace.